Hey, what's up, everybody? It's that guy, Skimpy, and this is Tackle Talk with Skimp, where I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of different bait makers, whether they pour jigs or pour plastics or make swim baits or airbrush or modify molds or even making molds. Anything that has to do with bait making and tackle, I want to talk about it. So let's go. Oh my God! Look at it. Dinko mold. This is the 5-inch one. All right, we're just going to jump right in. I got question number one. So what is your name and where are you from?
Hey, everybody. My name is Mike Lukyanovich, and I'm here from Marysville, Washington.
Yes, sir. Washington State. All right.
BMW.
Yes, sir. All right. Question number two is where can we find you and like what social media platforms and stuff are you on?
My socials on Instagram right now at Flippinstick _.
Okay. All right. Question number three. How long have you been fishing?
Holy cow. I'm going to say over 30 years.
Okay. Awesome. Question number four. Would you rather fish for largemouth or smallmouth bass?
I'm going to say smallmouth because I'm in the Pacific Northwest and there's just way more abundant and they're so fun.
Holy yeah. So, all right. Bonus question. What's your personal best?
My personal best smallmouth is not recorded on a scale.
Okay.
Just over 5.
All
not
right.
a big one. However, my PB is a largemouth that I caught in Mexico, 10.27.
Golly, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, my PB was an 8.5 pound that I caught off a little electric only lake up here in Washington.
Awesome. Okay. Question number 5. What got you started making your own baits?
So many years ago, it started with pouring lead.
Okay.
And then one day it was, well, if I can pour some lead, maybe I need to tie some skirts. Wow. Yep. And then wouldn't it be cool if I made the trailer that went on the back of this jig that I was throwing?
Oh, yeah.
And it just blew through from there.
Yep. Question number 6 is what is your favorite bait you like to make? And what's your favorite color you like to make?
Well, my favorite bait that I like to make right now is one that I sent you a little while back.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're going to say.
Skinwalker.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This is such a cool bait. I really love fishing it. I love making it. And color's going to change every day of the week. But I'm a big fan of natural colors and things that are going to blend into the bottom, whether it's a green pumpkin or a cinnamon brown, something of that nature.
Oh, yeah. On the opposite side, what baits and colors do you hate to make? As in, what are the most pain in the butt to make?
Well, pain in the butt is going to start with when you have a different color tail than you have on the body.
Okay.
Because whether you're shooting a whole bait or you're getting tail molds made for those things and then having to shoot that, then put it in the mold, and then reshoot again,
yep.
There's always a chance of flashing and you have some other issues. And triple injector can be my nemesis. Let me tell you what.
Absolutely.
The colors, when the temperatures aren't quite right, you're going to get a color to bleed too much and it takes away all that work. And there's no getting that plastic back or that time either.
Oh, yeah. And I've also had problems with I didn't get all the temps, good enough, and they started peeling away from each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
cold cracking and peeling away for sure.
Yep. Okay. Question number 8 is what is some good advice for someone who wants to start making their own baits?
Think about what you really want to do. Are you making it for yourself or are you making it to sell to other people?
Right.
If you're making it for yourself, you're going to have way more fun. Once you start making it for other people, you need to remember that there's going to come a point in time where you can't go fishing because you got baits to make.
Yep.
And that was something that has been always on the front of my mind is I still want to go fishing. I don't want to be trapped in the shop making baits when I should be out fishing.
Right. Okay. Is there anything special that you've been working on? And can we see some of your baits?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show you a few things.
Sure.
I've got something in the works right now that I'm not quite ready to show yet.
All right.
But I'll get back to that here in just a second. So,
okay.
Over the years, I have accumulated hundreds of molds, and a lot of them are production molds that you can get through some really great mold companies that everybody can find.
Right.
And after a while, I started looking to make my own molds, and I've got some partners that I've been working with. I got a CNC guy in Sultan. I got a mold designer in Texas, and we put our ideas together and make it all happen. That's where the Skinwalker came from. That's a really cool bait. One of the things on this bait.
You already know. You already know.
Yeah,
let's get a close-up of that thing.
If I can let you see that, those front forward-facing little arms add so much action with very little movement from you. There was a lot of design work put into the shape of this tail and the way that the lines cut and fit in here. This was 2 years in the making before we finally got it to where it needed to be. Now, another thing that's on there, and what you've got a package, and those who don't, on the back side of the package, there is some instructions for rigging and something you can do with this bait. And I'll try to get a little bit closer here. You'll see some cut lines tied into that bait as well. And the reason I call this bait the Skinwalker, very much like the Navajo tradition in culture, the Skinwalker, a shapeshifter. This bait can shapeshift a ton, and with a pair of scissors out of your boat real quick, you follow those trim lines down and you get a perfect trim every time, and you can turn this bait into a chatterbait trailer if you want a slim profile, or you like that. You can make it a swim bait. You can drop shot with this bait. You can do so much with it, and you still are left with a lot of texture. If you're a scent user, you still got a lot of texture on top of that bait, even after you've trimmed the arms and the sides off of it. So this bait's a lot of fun to throw, a lot of fun to work with. Locally, there was a guy who made a bait that we can all find out there called the DS Minnow.
Yep.
And he's not local anymore, so he's not making them. They're getting a little bit harder to find. But one thing that I've tried to do is not to just duplicate things that other people are doing and try to be a little bit different than what's out there on the market. And so I have a curly tail version of that DS Minnow that is absolutely the bomb on drop shot. Especially as the water starts to get colder and those fish start moving deeper. They want something that's just gentle in there. Man, this is really, really cool. I love it. A great little bait of mine. One that I spent a lot of time putting together is this one that I sent you called the FBC Leech.
Yes.
Now, this bait, it's similar in looks to another bait or two that are out there in the market, but I made some significant tweaks to it. Really flattened out that tail end. It's got a little bit, I'll try to get it where you can see it there, a little bit of a bulb to it, but not as bulbous as the body. You can rig it vertically, like I say, and in current, it's going to really move on its own. You can also rig it flat, and it's going to give you the up and down motion. So side to side or up and down motion. You can throw it on a Ned rig, and it's got a lot of action with it. The FBC Leech is really cool. I've got a friend who's recently started rigging it as a wacky rig right up through the top of that egg sac, and he's been crushing it doing that.
So the ones you sent me a few different colors. And I was going to show you, I don't know if you can see that one.
Yep, absolutely.
Knocked it out the box. I love this color. There's a local lake right by me in Lakewood. If you're familiar with Lakewood, you guys probably know what lake it is, but I don't say the name. This is the color. Like, spot on. Perfect color. I love it. And I know my buddy Big Sal's watching it like, don't tell people about this color, but I'm sorry.
Sorry, Big Sal.
Yeah. This is it. So I was very impressed with that, the Leech. I have not used it yet, but I love it because I'm a drop shot guy too. I know I'm a big jig guy. I love flipping jigs. But second, drop shot, and third is chatterbait. So when you were talking about the Skinwalker with a chatterbait, I was like, oh boy. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm not going to cut it. I'll probably use it just like this. And
I've got some guys who do that as well too, and they feel it gives it a little bigger body and more, just a little bit more roll to it while it's coming through the water.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a game changer right there. I'm sorry, I think I cut you off. I'm not sure what we were talking about. I know I had to mention the color because when you sent me the pack and I saw that color, I was like, oh wow. I'm going to have to, right. I'm going to need a lot more of those ones because those are going to get used. But yeah, you were showing me the Leech, Skinwalker, Oh yeah.
I'll show you something else too.
Okay.
So, very popular for bait makers, especially YouTube bait makers, to do some really cool open pour
Oh yeah.
swim bait molds, right? And I can do these. Going back to your other question, what's a pain? These are a pain.
Yep.
They take a lot of time, and that's why the guys who do them and do them really well charge for them, because
Absolutely.
they take time. And when they come out right, they're phenomenal and they catch a lot of fish. This bait, I also sent you a package of these. This is called the Switchblade Minnow. The Switchblade Minnow is such a cool bait and such a cool design. It too had a lot of time and energy put into the tail. It's a little bit more of a teardrop style tail versus a round boot tail, which changes the action. But even on a really, really slow retrieve, just digging the bottom, that tail is just moving like crazy on the back. And this is awesome. We're coming up to the time of the year where this is going to be great in the colder water. And the bait, the jig head that I use to like for this is almost impossible to find. The Revenge jig heads, right? You fish swim baits, you know about Revenge, and they disappeared. So I had a new mold made, and I made something really close to the Revenge head specifically to fit that. And so I've got a 1 ounce. Get a little bit closer here. Got a 1 ounce.
Very nice.
And the only difference is it's flat behind the gill plate instead of cupped in deep into the gill plate. And I think it gives it just as much body roll. I like it a lot. So two sizes, and really designed to pair super well with this bait. And I think that when you get out there and you fish it, you're going to love it. That Switchblade Minnow, let me know how you do.
I will, definitely. Got one more question for you.
Yeah.
And I know I say this to everybody. This is actually one of my favorite questions to ask because it kind of throws people off guard. Question number 10 is, if you can fish with anybody dead or alive, who would it be?
Well, I'm going to give you two names.
Okay.
One, because it's a person that I watch on YouTube. I see a lot, and I feel like he's just a cool guy that I could spend a day on the water with and have a blast.
Okay.
And that's Matt Steffen. Matt Steffen just seems like a real guy. He doesn't have put on airs and seem to be a character in front of the camera.
Right.
But he gives a lot of great information, and he's looks like a great family man. So I could enjoy that.
Awesome.
And another thing, I would love to go fishing with my mom. She's passed years ago. So if I could go back and do one more time with that, it'd be with mom for sure.
Awesome. Well, hey, that's all the questions I have for you. At the end, I usually give people to say, do you have anything you want to add? Do you have any shout outs? Anything? The mic is yours.
You got it. I tell you, one thing that makes me a little bit different is that I'm really willing to do very custom stuff for people.
Yeah.
And my website currently doesn't have anything available on it. It's just a landing page because my real job takes up a lot of my time, and I'm working locally with people that have reached out to me directly and across the state lines that have reached out directly and working on stuff for them. But one thing I can do that some of the other companies can't or just don't have time to do is to be custom. You want a laminate spider grub in a really cool color? I can do it. You want to put 3 colors in a bait? I can do it. I don't like it, but I can do it. You want to adjust the firmness, the durometer? You want it harder, softer, with more salt, with less salt? I can do it all. So I can be very custom, and that makes me a little bit special, I think, and different than the average custom bait maker that's out there.
Yeah.
A great partner and friend of mine, Howard Summers, and his wife Allison at Summers Fishing are great fans of your podcast or your YouTube show, as well as the podcast, and they help also with some of the design work. When I've got some ideas, I got to run it past them. They're great anglers and they're good people, and they help me a lot. And I got another buddy. I got too many friends to say hi to, so let me just leave it there with the at Summers Fishing team, and I'm grateful to have them on the team.
Very awesome. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time coming on here with me. Everybody watching, hopefully you guys like the show, and that's it. All right.
See you guys.